Imagine waking up one morning and hearing that one of the most important oil routes in the world has suddenly been closed. A narrow stretch of water that normally carries a huge portion of the world's energy supply is no longer operating. The immediate question becomes, what happens to the global economy? Today we're going to talk about a scenario that economists and energy experts have discussed for years. The possible closure of a critical global oil passage and the economic impact it could create. Around the world, every single day, millions of barrels of oil travel through this narrow maritime corridor. Tankers move energy from major oil-producing regions to markets across Asia, Europe, and beyond, because such a large share of global oil supply passes through this route. Even a short disruption can create uncertainty in international markets. If this passage were to close, the first and most immediate reaction would likely appear in oil prices. Energy markets are highly sensitive to supply risks. When traders believe that supply could be interrupted, prices can move quickly. Even the possibility of disruption can cause strong reactions in the market. Higher oil prices don't just affect the energy sector. Oil is connected to almost every part of the global economy. Transportation systems rely on fuel. Airlines depend on jet fuel. Shipping companies move goods using diesel-powered vessels. When energy becomes more expensive, operating costs rise across many industries as those costs increase. Companies often adjust the prices of the goods and services they provide. That means every day. Products from groceries to electronics can gradually become more expensive. In simple terms, higher energy prices can push inflation higher around the world. Another important effect could be felt in international trade. Many countries rely heavily on imported energy to power their industries and transportation networks. If oil shipments slow down or take longer routes, supply chains could experience delays. Shipping routes might need to change, adding extra travel time and increasing transportation costs. Financial markets could also experience volatility. Investors closely watch global energy supply because it influences economic growth, inflation, and business confidence. When uncertainty rises, markets sometimes react with sudden swings as investors try to adjust to new risks. Some countries might begin looking for alternative supply routes or additional energy sources. Governments could release strategic reserves, increase domestic production, or strengthen energy partnerships with other nations. These steps are often used to stabilize markets and reduce the pressure created by supply disruptions. Energy security would quickly become a major global discussion. Countries that depend heavily on imported oil might accelerate investments in renewable energy, alternative fuels, and diversified supply chains in the long term. Events like this often encourage governments and industries to rethink how energy is produced and transported. However, it's important to understand that global energy systems are complex and flexible. Even if a major route were disrupted, the international market would work to adapt. Tankers could take longer routes, producers might adjust output, and governments could intervene to stabilize supplies. Still, during the adjustment period, the global economy could experience noticeable pressure. Higher energy costs, transportation challenges, and financial market uncertainty could combine to slow economic activity in some regions for everyday people. The effects would most likely appear through rising fuel prices, increased transportation costs, and slightly higher prices for goods and services. While the situation would primarily begin in energy markets, its ripple effects could spread throughout the global economy in the end. This kind of scenario highlights how interconnected the world's energy system really is. A single strategic passage can play a massive role in global trade, energy stability, and economic confidence. Understanding these risks helps governments, businesses, and analysts prepare for potential disruptions and build more resilient energy systems for the future. And that is why global energy routes remain one of the most closely watched parts of the world economy.